Hello everybody, it's AFarCryAway here today, and before we start, just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all your comments on my 8,000 subscriber milestone video. Like, I've had a really tough day today. I came home, didn't really feel like making a video, and I started reading some of y'all's comments on there, and it really made me feel like I'm not, wasting my time on YouTube. I'm really making some people's days a little bit better, and you guys just made my day a lot better. I really do appreciate it. You guys have turned my frown upside down. I'm getting a little emotional over here, but no, seriously, it means a lot, and I do appreciate it. So thank you guys for your comments. It means the world to me. So last night, I was playing some Killing Floor 2, just kind of testing out some maps that I had installed that I kind of wanted to add to my server, but I wasn't really sure if they should go up there or not. And I had my sound turned off, and I think I just played, like, the scariest Killing Floor 2 map I've ever played in my life, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, by the way, in the gameplay, there's going to be some frame drops. I was testing the NVIDIA, or what's it called, like the fluids and Gibbs thing, and it really tanks the frame rate, for me at least, on my hardware setup. So that's why certain textures are kind of bad. I turned a lot of stuff down, and even that didn't help that much, so, if you noticed a lot of slowdown, that's what's going on. But my god, is it satisfying popping heads off and watching all the blood gush out. Gotta say, it's almost worth the FPS hit if you play it like that, because it's just so cool. But yeah, onto the map. So this map is called KF Ashes. It's by Frostbite, Rockmax, and Magister. This map is basically like a Silent Hill themed map, and I've never really played through any of the Silent Hill games, except for I have played maybe a quarter of the way into 3. So I have a very rudimentary understanding of Silent Hill. However, I do, notice some of the symbolic characters, like Pyramid Head, for example, who is definitely on this map. And I do feel like I've seen a few of these places in some gameplay for Silent Hill before, like when you're on the streets. And I don't want to spoil, like, too much of the map, because it's really worth you playing it without any kind of spoilers, but so just be warned from here on out, if you don't want to be spoiled, if you want to have a really good experience on the map, just play it with no music, go play it by yourself, enjoy, alright? Now if you don't really care, let's go ahead and I guess I'll tell you guys all the spoilery stuff. So first of all, when you're playing the map, you're gonna notice that there is like a weird thing going on with the audio channels. And what I mean by that is you're going to hear sounds on your left that are actually coming from the right, and vice versa. And let me just tell you, you won't really like notice this at first, especially if you're not being told that beforehand, I guess. But seriously, when I went in there, I thought there was something wrong with my headphones. I was convinced, because I've actually had that issue happen to my headphones before. So I just thought, well, this must be like a sound bug, but it turns out it was actually meant to be a sound trick to kind of keep you uneasy. It really does mess with you, because you're not really used to hearing things coming out from the wrong directions, and it gives you kind of like this tactical disadvantage, You actually rely on your hearing in Killing Floor a lot more than you probably think you do, and it really does go to show just how powerful, like, audio engineering can be. Now, I guess I could complain a little bit and say this seems kind of like an amateurish tactic. If this was something that was implemented for maybe like a wave or two, just to kind of keep you off guard, I think that would be really like the best way to do this. Having it be that way for the full map is not really like a good solution, I feel, because it does kind of hurt the gameplay a little bit, I guess, if you play the map like a lot. I mean, you're still gonna be fine, especially once you kind of catch on to that trick, but I will say, as an atmosphere building thing, it really does mount your paranoia, because you keep hearing scrakes and flesh pounds and bloats and everything, and it sounds like they're all around you, but they're really only to your left, but you hear them all around you to your right, and it's really good. The general ambiance of the map is obviously very foggy, very Silent Hill, very ashen colored, a lot of, like, there's no real color on the map except for during certain events, like Trader Times and such. And I will say, this atmosphere is really good. It kind of sucks not having certain colors, I guess, but at the same time, I do appreciate the kind of feel that it gives the map. It's very unique, and once you kind of get used to it, it's fine. I will say it's a little bit weird with the Gibbs and fluids, because it turns them, like, gray. So you're expecting red blood to come out of a Zed when you shoot it, but it's like gray ooze. but I guess in a way that's kind of cooler, so I don't know, kind of mixed feeling on that, I guess. The architecture on the map is really good. Everything looks very, like, cathedral-esque, and then you move into the town of Silent Hill, and then it's kind of more middle America looking, and then there's this church you go into, and it's absolutely beautiful. It makes the West London church in Killing Floor look like really bad in comparison. That map needs a really good remake, by the way. I think that would be cool, but that's just a brief aside. Everything on this map is really detailed as well. There's a lot of little things here and there that you'll notice, like little clock tower kind of things, and the architecture in the middle of the map, and the way things are kind of, I don't know how to describe this. It's almost like you go to a park, and it's one of those like cement parks, where everything is kind of symmetrical, and it looks really cool, and that's about all I can do to explain it. Now, I do feel like there's parts of this map I missed out on. Like, I kind of feel like I need to play through it again, because I keep seeing screenshots where there's indoor interior areas that I haven't seen, or at least that's what they kind of look like. So I'm wondering if I missed out on something, or what that is. But in general map design terms, it also plays well. It's kind of more of a rectangular map, so it's actually a pretty good kiting map. You will fall into a pitfall though, and that is if you go through the middle, like the very middle, you can start having some issues with kiting. You might get boxed in, but if you stay on the outskirts of the map, and then periodically dip into the center to kind of throw them off if they start cutting you off, it is actually a really fun map. I'd say this would be a really fun gunslinger and medic kind of map where you're just running around. Everything else is fine though. I was playing survivalist and surviving just fine. Oh yeah, and back on the sound thing, before I forget, he actually included like Killing Floor 1 and like mod sounds, I believe, to the thing. So this is a spoiler too, but if you go to the first like trader pod, you're really gonna be messed up, because you're gonna start hearing, like, if you have surround sound headphones, you're gonna be scared, okay? Because you're gonna start hearing like these voices behind you and just all this like really demonic shit. And let's just say, you know, normally during trader time you're safe, you know, there's no enemies, there's nothing to be scared of, but this map actually kind of makes you scared during the trader. Once you, again, catch on to this trick with the audio, you're not really scared anymore, but it really does get you the first time around pretty bad. There's also events on this map, and I don't know if they're randomized or what, but it's one of them happened to me and it really caught me by surprise. It says on the screen to get indoors, and I'm wondering what the heck that even means. I figured it was just to scare me because I had seen that message already once and nothing happened. Turns out, it wants you indoors because if you stay outside, you start getting burned alive. Like, I don't know if it's the sun doing it or what, but you just start catching on fire. But the Zeds do too, so it's this really, like, crazy moment where you're just not really sure what the heck's happening. And it's really cool, and I'm again wondering, do I need to play the map again to see if there's more events, or is that the only one? But then again, I'm seeing these indoor interiors that I haven't explored yet, so it makes me think maybe I did miss out on something. And heck, there's collectibles on the map, so maybe that triggers something too, but I haven't really found out yet. But yeah, I just wanted to have a brief talk with you guys about my experience on this map. I know it's not one of the newest maps that's been out, but honestly, this is probably one of the best I've ever played in the game, especially for solo play. If you're just looking for a quick, like, kind of spooky ambiance solo map, it's going to fit the bill. It's really fun, it's a good play, and I do recommend it. And I really am looking forward to seeing a sequel to this map, because this is actually like the most hype map I've ever played. The Borderlands map was definitely hype, like a hype map as well, but this one was just a really great solo experience, and I'm sure it's fun in co-op too, but just as a solo map, I really love it. It's great, so please make another one, I'm begging you. So yeah. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the killing floor. Peace out.